Here are the 5 films you need to check out after watching the new Knives Out mystery, Wake Up Dead Man. I saw a screening of the film this week at the Egyptian Theater, followed by a Q&A with writer-director Ryan Johnson.
I want it to actually be a conversation about faith.
And while the third film definitely feels in line with the other 2 entries in the series, the way it approaches the concept of faith got me thinking about so many other movies that would pair even better. First on the list is Paul Schrader's First Reformed. It stars Ethan Hawke as a pastor of a small church in upstate New York, pretty similar to the setting of Wake Up Dead Man, and also deals with a crisis of faith brought on by larger world issues. Definitely a lot bleaker than Johnson's playful whodunit, but a good counterbalance on the subject of spirituality in divisive times. Next, Murder by Death. This is a movie I watched all the time as a kid. It's got an all-star cast, including Peter Sellers, David Niven, Maggie Smith, and even Truman Capote. It is very much a spoof of the detective genre and the locked room mysteries Wake Up Dead Man focuses in on, but I think, like Johnson's work, Murder by Death cares a great deal about what it's making fun of, and still offers great twists as well as laughs. Bringing it back to the church, we are going with The Name of the Rose, starring Sean Connery and a very young Christian Slater. It is based on a famous Italian novel, so it has that literary touch Johnson aims for with his Knives Out films, but it's also got an oddness and eerie vibe that matches particularly well with Wake Up Dead Man. Moving on, let's talk Calvary. Johnson included this as part of a series he's curated for the Paris Theater in New York, and I think it would make the perfect double feature with Wake Up Dead Man. Written and directed by Martin McDonagh's brother John Michael McDonagh, Calvary sees Brendan Gleeson as a priest dealing with a community who's turned against the church. And like Wake Up Dead Man, the film doesn't pull its punches, both in terms of humor and despair. Last on the list, the French-Canadian mystery Le Confessionnal from Robert Lepage. It is set in Quebec during the 1980s, but also flashes back to the 1950s, around the time Alfred Hitchcock was shooting a film there called I Confess. This is also a great one to watch with Wake Up Dead Man, but I think Le Confessionnal captures more of the structural nuances Johnson aims for with his work. That's all I got for you. Let me know what you think of these pairings and share any more you have in the comments.